ese movimiento.
Stepped out of my zone. I had to get out of the alone and figure it out on my own. And I know what I really want now. Can't stop me, can't break. But don't kill me, gon' make room. Shoot for the stars, don't say. And now I see clear in HD. Gotta go hard, gotta go hard. I ain't got time to wait. I ain't got time. I gotta go high, gotta go high. I gotta elevate, I gotta elevate. They wanna fight, they wanna fight. I'm gonna let them hate, I'm just gonna let them hate. I gotta go high, gotta go high. I gotta elevate, I gotta elevate. You gotta choose a side. You gotta choose a side. You gotta do what's right. If you gotta lose the fight, you gotta go hard. Choose a side. You gotta choose a side. You gotta go hard. You gotta do what's right. If you gotta elevate.
So a gunslinger, no millimeter, this is my arena. A black widow with a bad stinger, and I make you scream like a bad singer. I'm everything that you wanna be, plus more, since there's no heroes anymore. Jump out the window, then with the mask on. Who the bad man that a man got a bash on? Hope we'll never link up, blink and you will see us. Young Prince of the ink up, see me in the NYC. You can never swing my knee. No, hope we'll never link up, see us. Young Prince of the see me in the NYC. Home of the B.I.G. Yo, people slander me, I just plan to be something powerful for my family. How to balance life and my sanity, show a different side of humanity. So amazing, keep up praising, safe from a home invasion, chasing robbers from the bank, you facing friendly neighborhoods.
Gotta go hard, gotta go hard. I ain't got time to wait, I ain't got time. I gotta go high, gotta go high. I gotta elevate, I gotta elevate. They wanna fight, they wanna fight. I'm just gonna let them hate, I'm just gonna let them hate. Gotta go high, gotta go high. I gotta elevate, I gotta elevate.
Okay, I fight crime through the nighttime when the light shine. I go python. I'm falling on my last lifeline. There's no way in my right mind. My city up on my back. Can't possibly act. I'm Robin Hood, I'm the Black Knight. I know you heard of my last fight, cause I win over and over again. Even hoping to win. Fighting my demons, I'm nice for a reason. Enticed with the bleeding, I'm showing my sins. How can you expect me to stay sane? Protect me. My technique go X speed on highways and jet skis. I jump off this building to save these to fight all these villains. Show to y'all some dealings. My style is so brilliant.
I ain't got no, I ain't got time. I gotta go high, gotta go high. I gotta elevate, I gotta elevate. They wanna fight, I'm just gonna let them hate, I'm just gonna let them hate.
choose a side. You gotta choose a side. You gotta pick. You gotta do what's right. You gotta elevate.
Look, I ain't got no time to be hanging around. Nobody trying to figure out if they good or they for the people. I'm Peter Parker, around the students better choose a side. I may
Gotta go hard. I ain't got time to wait. I ain't got time. Gotta go high. Gotta go high. I gotta elevate. I gotta elevate. They wanna fight. They wanna fight. I'm just gonna let them hate. I'm just gonna let them. Gotta go high. Gotta go high. I gotta elevate. I gotta elevate.
Hey, yeah. ¿Cómo explicarle a la conciencia que esto fue mi culpa? ¿Cómo decide el corazón que tú no volverás? Hacer saber a mis ojos que no te
for love, and I'd hate to see you waiting. They say it's all been done, but they haven't seen the tomorrow that it's gonna be. Cause I had high hopes for a living, shooting for the stars, but I couldn't make a killing. Dream of a time, but I always had a vision, always had high hopes. Had to have high hopes for a living, didn't know how, but I always had a feeling I was gonna be that one in a million. Always had high hopes. Had to have high hopes for a living, shooting for the stars, but I couldn't make a killing. Didn't know the time, but I always had a vision, always had high hopes. Had to have high hopes for a living, didn't know how, but I always had a
My name is Natalia Chapa Mills, and I am the on-site director for the Texas Great Debate. I am so impressed by all your hard work and efforts. You're making us all very proud. It gives me great pleasure to introduce our Senior Vice President. From Lancaster, Pennsylvania, a graduate of McCaskey High School, Boston University, and St. Edward's University, he is Senior Vice President at the National Hispanic Institute, having participated in over 100 NHI programs. He works closely on enrollment and curriculum at Maxwell, Texas. A former Secretary of State, Commissioner, and JFL intern, he has been a part of the Maxwell team for almost 15 years. A musician, folklorist, writer, and home chef, he always looks forward to kicking off his summer here in Sherman. Our Senior Vice President, Mr. Julio Cotto.
Buenas noches. Que dije buenas noches. Better. Thank you, Natalia, Christina, Daniel, everyone, for all the hard work you've put in. My name is Julio Cotto. I got in late last night, and I had a glimpse to see you working and cramming and practicing, and I'm always just excited and filled with that energy. And I'm glad to be here and see some of you. Sometimes I'm just a signature on an admissions letter. So it's great when I actually get to be here. I actually first came here to Austin College 20 summers ago. And I just kind of realized that a few weeks ago, that it was 20 years ago that I got in a truck with a trailer full of materials and t-shirts and banners. That was before NHI used FedEx Ground. We would take a trailer cross country. And that summer, I was a kid from Amish country, Pennsylvania, who spent his summer crisscrossing Texas, the Southwest, and the Midwest. I had a chance to go over 10 programs in this crazy truck with another NHI member, just really kind of getting a taste of all of the organization. And it was really the summer that really solidified my desire to be with NHI for the rest of my life. And 20 years later, that same inspiration, that same motivation, those same lessons that trained me and taught me in 1999, still to this day, and just seeing you outside and just hearing the energy and just seeing the intensity for which you took and the seriousness that you took your debates, it's the same inspiration and same motivation for over 20 years for me personally. And that inspiration is that many of the narratives that exist about our community are just dead wrong. Our NHI community isn't weak or backwards or lost or needy, dependent, behind the times. We're not just a community of people that are designed for hard labor. No. Our NHI community is something totally different. It's full of talent, of intellects, breakthrough thinkers, designers of the future. You are the individuals that are going to advance and design new societies. And you are the ones that continue to teach me that. Los felicito on all your work so far. So why the great debate? Why governance? Let me let you in on something. It wasn't to give you better writing skills. It wasn't to improve your capacities in debate. This experience hasn't been put together so that you can beef up your resume or increase your job prospects for the future. It isn't about politics. It isn't about how many friends are you going to add to your social media. The great debate is about community leadership. And leaders must be able to communicate. Leaders must be able to craft an idea out of thin air and make something of it. You have to take this idea, your imagination, and put it into action. It's going to require debate. It's going to require tough questions. It's going to require you for the rest of your life surrounding yourself with people of similar values, of similar fundamentals, of a similar vision, of surrounding yourself with other brilliant minds who are going to help advance your ideas and sometimes be honest and humble and look at you and tell you you need to start over. In a few moments, some of you are going to get some results. Some of you will advance. Some of you will move on to the Athenaeum. And it reminds me of one of what we'll call one of the biggest national winners in the last 12 months. Our good friend and fellow member, Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. Who, I'll just say it, guys, at NHI, her first 7 days, she was a loser. If you go to our podcast and you listen to the interview a year ago, Ernie and I had the chance to talk to her. And we talked about NHI. We talked about her at 16 years old. She was right in the heat of her campaign. She was still being written off by most people. Most people still calling her nuts, calling her crazy. She's never going to win. And she tells me, Annette Ernie, on this conversation, and she says, you know, it's funny, Ernie, I've been actually reflecting on my 16-year-old self because I remember NHI. And I ran and I lost, and I lost, and I lost, and I lost, and I lost again, and I got up and I lost again. At the end, she was elected the most promising female, and I think we all know what happened to her later. But she will tell you that it was in that moment and in that experience that she found courage, and she found strength, and she found that inner drive that drives her today, where she is now the one asking the questions and doing the cross-examination. And ladies and gentlemen, we need a lot more AOCs out there, and I'm looking at them. So I'm expecting a lot out of you. Here's my last final remarks. Right now, there's a cute little 4-year-old on her way up here to come see me. Her name is Sophia Regine. She asks a lot of questions. She may grill you. She'll be a good sparrer for some of you tomorrow in debate. But like most parents, like your parents or your abuelos, tus padrinos, the people in your neighborhood, the people in your school, I'm sure like me and George and Missy and all of us, they spend every second of the day thinking about our kids. We spend every second of the day thinking about their future. We spend every moment of the day imagining what is it going to be like. But more so, we know that our job is to provide them experiences and values and skills so that they can shape it. So why governance? Because right now, somebody's making a decision in this state about the water. Right now, somebody's making decisions about your school funding. Right now, somebody's making a decision if a highway's going to go over your house or not. Right now, your parents are making a lot of decisions that they will stop making. Why governance? Because at some point, your life is going to be completely and totally in your hands. And you can choose to just be a careerist. You can choose to be a jobber. You can choose to just make money, or you could just choose to just chill and live a happy life, and that is A-okay. But you're an NHIer now, so we expect more. So why the great debate? Because we need leaders. Why governance? Because you need to be the governors of the future. You need to shape the future, pick the values, pick the people that matter, and in those rooms where they're making those decisions, great debaters, I expect to see you running those meetings. I wish you the best. Congratulations. Stay with us, like me, for 20, 30, 40 years, because Sophia needs some good coaches too. Thank you, and thank you, all of the staff, all of the volunteers. Ladies and gentlemen, your education director, Cristina Rodriguez Tusini.
That was our Senior Vice President of Enrollment and Curriculum, Julio Cotto. He is always a mic drop. Yes. Give him another hand. I'd like to welcome you to the Sweet 16 ceremony for the 2019 Texas Great Debate, but before we begin, we need to do the official roll call. Is Austin here? How about Corpus Christi? Dallas? El Paso? Fort Worth? H-Town? RGV? San Antonio? And finally, the tip of Texas. And I'd like to do a special roll call for our cherished parent in the house. Let me hear from you. Thank you so much for your love and support, parents. You make our NHI experience richer and lovelier for your presence. Thank you so much for your encouragement and your inspiration for your children today. I want to talk about what I saw this morning. First and foremost, I sent a good luck message to my son, who is part of the Houston, Texas Great Debate team. And I sent that message to him last night at about midnight. And I was really hoping that he wouldn't respond because I knew it was late. But this morning at 4:50 a.m., I got a message back from him. And I was like, whoa, who is this person? Already, the Texas Great Debate was transforming him into someone who was ready to take on the day. And at 6:20 this morning, there were people lined up waiting to get food at the cafeteria. And it was 6:35 and 6:45 and 7:05. I started to see high heels and coat jackets and suit ties and people dressed like young professional adults. And it was so impressive. Thank you so much for showing up professional and right. Please note, this is the first day of your National Hispanic Institute journey. As Julio so articulately stated, some of you in your next pathway are going to advance to the Sweet 16. Many of you are going to go to the Athenaeum and continue to contribute points to your teams. We will celebrate tomorrow all of the winners of the week. And then after that, you are going to have to make a decision. Will you continue to make the National Hispanic Institute a significant part of your life? Almost 30 years ago, I went to my first National Hispanic Institute program. And there are so many things that I was going through just before I went to that program. I was a 16-year-old. And I was going through a lot of struggles, but still, I was making good grades. I was attending school. People labeled me as gifted and talented. And I had a history professor or a history teacher say, hey, I got a brochure for this program. I don't know what it's about, but it seems like something that you would like to do. And after that, I went to my dad, who was a single parent at the time, and I said, Dad, I want to go to this program, and we have to figure it out. And month by month, we made payments to the National Hispanic Institute to cover my tuition. And month by month, we saved so that we could afford the plane ride to Colorado. And month by month, we saved so that I could buy the nice clothes so that I could show up professional. And my dad was wondering, is this worth it? Am I sending you to the right thing? And it's interesting because I talked to a parent too just a couple of days ago, and she asked, I kept on wondering if this was going to be the right program for my daughter. And she said, undoubtedly, after the opening ceremonies, I'm in the right place. My daughter is in the right place. All of these kids are in the right place. So I want to continue to inspire and encourage you to see the National Hispanic Institute as your family and as your home. And you are always, always welcome back. So please, we want to continue to see you engaged and involved, whether it is in Athenaeum, the Sweet 16, the top 8, the semifinals, the finals round, the next ceremony, Celebración in October, the LDZ next summer, the CWS when you become a junior, the JFL fellowship when you go to college. It continues and goes on and on and on because developing leaders does not happen overnight. It is a process. And I want you to commit to that process. So now I'd like to introduce a very, very talented person that we have asked to come back time and time again because we have recognized his leadership capacities. He has served in many, many roles for the National Hispanic Institute each summer, and without reserve, he has asked, how can I serve? How can I be of help in expanding this organization? What can I do to make this occasion, this event for these students special? And he has always delivered. From Brownsville, Texas, now living in Dallas. This NHI alumnus participated in the 2011 Texas Great Debate. He staffed the Texas Great Debate every year since he's participated. He has served as a John F. Lopez Fellow, a bracket coordinator in the tournament room, director of judges, the assistant tournament director, the tournament director, and an assistant project administrator. And now he is your assistant educational director. Currently attending SMU, the Dedman School of Law. I'd like to welcome, and if you would give him a warm applause, Mr. Daniel Gonzalez.
What a day. Wow. Amen. So first of all, just want to kind of let you guys know, we have this year's Texas Great Debate, we have 306 participants, 306 of you that are here, that debated, that everyone did 4 rounds. Everyone got a little sad, got a little happy, but you did it. So a round of applause, you guys did it. And this tournament couldn't have been done without all the volunteers that come and give their time at your regions back home, train you guys, then get on a bus, come all the way over, and then serve judges while they're in a room, all judging round after round after round. So if you served as a judge and as a JFL, please stand and let's congratulate them and give them a hand of applause. Truly, without you guys, this tournament could not be possible. So thank you. I know we all thank you. NHI thanks you. Now I'm going to introduce some people, and I'm going to ask them to come on stage and get recognized. They were the people that were behind the scenes, making sure all the points were counted, making sure everybody was where they were supposed to be, making sure that this tournament ran on time. I'd like to introduce a few people. And when I call your names, please come up to the stage. So first of all, our bracket coordinators. Our bracket coordinator for oratory from the RGV, Mia Aleman. Your bracket coordinator for cross-examination, Brisa Salazar from Dallas. Your bracket coordinator for mock trial, Skylar Williams from San Antonio. Bracket coordinator for extemporaneous, Nettie from Houston. And our assistant tournament staff from El Paso, Jacob Magallanes. Two more people that I hope they're in the room were absolutely critical in making sure that this tournament ran the way it did. I'd like for them to come up on stage too. The director of judges, Nicholas Garza. And your assistant tournament director, Mariel Salinas. So please give all your tournament staff a big round of applause. Without them, none of this would be possible. One more person that needs to be introduced. A lot of you saw him running around, doing absolutely everything that needed to be done to make sure this tournament happened. Working tirelessly all day, up since 5:30 in the morning, fully dressed already, making sure this tournament ran. It's my pleasure to introduce him because in 2014, when he was a participant, I was his JFL. Really love him. He's from Brownsville, Texas, graduated from St. Joseph Academy. A student at Texas A&M University in College Station. Like me, he's come back every single year since he was a participant. And by the way, when he was a participant, he won first place in his event, cross-examination. He'll remind you every time you talk to him. He staffed the Texas Great Debate, served as a JFL, as an assistant tournament director. As a tournament director, and this is for his third time, without further ado, your tournament director for the 2019 Texas Great Debate, Javier Gonzalez. So really quick, Javier, you've double-checked and triple-checked every score. Every result we have is correct. Okay. So now, beginning with a category of oratory. When I call your name, please come up to the stage to get your Sweet 16 ribbon and be recognized. In no particular order. From Austin, Sofia Ramirez. From the RGV, Damian Elias. From Austin, Ana Serrano. From the RGV, Giovanna Uribe. From the RGV, Alexa Mendoza. From San Antonio, Madison Ramos. From the RGV, Carla Hinojosa. And from the RGV, Celeste Uribe. From San Antonio, Michelle Orihuela. From El Paso, Faith Monsiváis. From the tip of Texas, Omar Duran. From Houston, Charlotte Suarez. And again from Houston, Gael Sandoval. From San Antonio, Julissa Pacheco. From the tip of Texas, Alondra Galvan. And finally, from the tip of Texas, Mildred Verlaje. Give it up for your oratory Sweet 16 finalists.
Right here. Hurry, picture. Now, for your Sweet 16, thank you so much. For your Sweet 16 cross-examination finalists. From Austin, Isabela Castro and Haley Gonzalez. From the tip of Texas, Julian Gomez and Roxana Ortiz. From the tip of Texas, Cristiana and Marcelo Masso. From the tip of Texas, Lily Purigat and Natalia Montemayor. From the tip of Texas, Ana Paula Gonzalez and Paola Rodriguez. From the tip of Texas, Eduardo Varela and Diego Varela. From the RGV, Benjamin de la Garza and Sofia Villarreal. From the RGV, Sohum Jane and Jude Jaime. From the RGV, Zenaida Gutierrez and Daniela Perez. From El Paso, Ana Regina Solis and Angelica Sanchez. From El Paso,